Last Christmas I gave you my heart, and the very next day you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. I haven't filmed in the longest time, so I don't know how to do an intro anymore. I don't know how to do an outro. I don't know how to do anything, so please bear with me for the moment. But I thought I should come back with a makeup Christmas tutorial. Yeah. I'm gonna start with prepping my base. So after a facial wash, I like to use a light moisturizer for my face. I've been using Kind of Skin Hydrating Light Moisturizer. And basically, on the back of your palm, I just get a little bit. Dab, 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 dab. And I just place it on my face. Sorry if I'm not looking at the camera, because I'm actually looking on the side of my camera, you know, the flip screen side. I put it in my T-zone, and now I'm just gonna spread it out. Oh, did I even put it on my left cheek? And because it's Christmas and I want to look, you know, beat from morning to night, so I'm gonna use eye cream, and the one I've been using, or I've been sharing with my mum, is the Mario one, and I don't know how to say it properly, so yes, nothing has changed about me, even though I haven't filmed in a long time. My eye bags are still here, just still here. So I get a little bit like that on this finger. By the way, this finger is very good for putting eye cream, because I believe your eyes area is very sensitive, and this is probably the one that will give less impact. And I like to dab it in the inner corner all the way to the outer, with whatever is left over. I like to put it in my T-zone. So you know, when I get wrinkled, like here, my smile line. And then I like to put it on my neck, because you know, you're gonna be aging and your neck is gonna be aging too. So don't forget to give your neck some love. I'm gonna move on to still prepping my base, and this time I'll be using a primer for my face. I just got this from my Kris Kringle, and thank you so much. It's basically an oil control primer with a matte finish, I believe. Smooth complexion with minimizing pores. I did use it the other weekend, and I really loved the texture of this one. This is Becca's Ever Matte Poreless Priming Perfecto. Yeah. And on the back of my palm as well, I'm just gonna squeeze a little bit, because a little bit comes a long way. Tap, tap, tap. And I'm just gonna place this in my T-zone, because that's where I get oily. But anywhere that you tend to get oily or shine, that would be where you will put your primer. Moving on to Steelers, Color, and Perfect. So I do use a color corrector, and only for special events or even weekends when I go out. With the same finger, I like to swipe it once, twice, 3 times. And I'm gonna place it in my inner corner like this. And then my outer corner as well. And then a little bit with whatever is on my left over on my finger on the top of my lids, like that. And now we're gonna blend it, because we're looking very I don't know, not sexy yet. And with a patting motion, here, I just dab it. If you don't have really dark circles, you can totally skip this step, and foundation and concealer should be enough. And then I like to blend out the edges of that product just so it looks softer as well. Maybe I should just leave the house for Christmas like this. So beautiful. So if you watch my previous makeup tutorials, I always like to keep a wet wipe on the side and also a clean tissue on the side, so that way I can just clean off the excess product on my hands. And so it'll be ready for the next thing I do. Moving on, I'm going to be using a foundation that I bought probably not that long ago, and I am obsessed. I am in love. For real, this is the first ever foundation that I just can't believe I found a color that just looks very natural on my skin. And this is Fenty Beauty's one, the Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear Foundation. And I'm in the color, I believe, what is this? 145? Can you see that? I'm just gonna dab, place it in my T-zone. Also, the areas that I really want to brighten up is my T-zone, but also my mouth area, because it does look quite dull. I'm going to be using the, what is this? I can't say the product's name. Zovella? Okay. I struggle with pronouncing anything, so sorry. This one is 104, called the Buffer. I am in love with this. I'm just cleaning the old products that I've used before. I should be washing my brushes, but all you need to do now is buff the foundation into your skin. Before I start, I always like to buff the brush on my hand, so that way it just collects up even the tiniest of the product, so I can prep my skin, and that way the brush would have even application throughout. Sorry, not that it will pick up a lot of things anyways. And so now I'm just gonna bounce it over my face. The reason I'm doing this technique is just pouncing it into my skin is because I feel like it has more coverage. I even bring it up to my eyes, but be careful, don't hurt yourself. If you're doing a glamorous look, feel free to do your eye makeup first, but I don't know why I feel like I always have to do my base makeup first. I feel like it kind of sets the tone of my makeup. But for my forehead, because I do have a very big forehead, I tend to just focus the product on the right and the center, and then with whatever's left over on the brush, I just slowly buff it out. And I just buff it onto my eye area as well, up to my brow, because right now we didn't do anything to our brows, so it's okay. Then I like to bring it down a little bit to my neck, not even a lot, like just holding the edge of my brush and just brushing it out in a little bit of my neck area. Oh my, sorry, what is this? My chest area. Need to be done my ears. Oh, sorry, I forgot that you guys were here. With my finger that put foundation before, slightly, I'm gonna gently pat my nose area, because that's where I tend to crease. And now I notice, like, look, I have a little patch here. Maybe so just use a little bit of my brush again. Now we're gonna move on to concealer. I haven't tried any other concealers because I feel like I found my true love and I'm not gonna stop using it. This is Maybelline's Instant Age Rewind. I'm in the color Fair at the moment. I also use Light, but it's interchangeable. And yes, I removed the applicator because I feel like it was wasting my product, so I took it off. And now I just have like whenever I want something, I just twist it and then take it out. Also gonna pat out my concealer, so I'm just gonna place it on the inner corner like that, and a little bit on the side. When I do my makeup, I never do that triangle concealer that people do. I feel like it's too much. And also, when you put it down here and you blend it up, I feel like you look more tired. But maybe it's depending on the face, your shape of your face. But this is what I like to do because I feel like it brightens this area a lot more. Then I'm just going to place it again in my T-zone because I want to brighten this area. With my fingers, I'm just gonna blend. And to blend it out some more, I like to use my foundation brush again and just buff it out. Now I'm gonna set my base makeup. And all I do is use L'Oreal Mercier translucent powder. And then I also use a sponge. And my sponge has this little slant. The reason I use this type of sponge is because that way I can just get in the little nook, and it's a flat surface too, right? So I can just pat it in. I must remember that making sound effects is not explaining anything. Wow, so pretty. And then I just swirl it in my the lid. With the sponge, the flat surface, I just dab it in so it coats the whole sponge like that. And I'm just gonna place it on underneath my eye. I'm gonna bake just for a little bit. I do crease and I don't want my makeup to slide. Also, Christmas in Australia is very hot. We don't have the beautiful snow, so I don't want to be melting away. And I also like to place it in my T-zone, so that's also where I get oily. And I do crease in around my nose area, so gotta pat it in. And I lightly just do the top of my lids. Then with whatever is left over, I like to bounce it on my forehead because that's where I do. You'll see my sweat comes first, and it just looks like a hot mess up here. And this year for Christmas, I decided to use Too Faced Gingerbread Spice Palette. I know they have a new palette for their Christmas edition. I didn't get my hands on it because I feel like I still need to give this one a lot of love. Because look at it. Oh, it's so pretty. My favorite part of doing my makeup is my eyeshadows. I can legit take forever. I'm going to be using, this one is the Mecca Max brush. It is a dual brush like this. It's a dome on one end and a fluffy blending on the other end, the other side. This is why I don't explain brushes, you hear me? But I'm going to be using the blending side of the brush. Also, just dropped a brush. How to hold a brush, obviously not like that, but for a softer look, and you don't want it to be too harsh, always hold your brush on the end like this. I'm gonna jump into powder sugar. Creating this look, you don't need this eyeshadow palette. I'm just gonna name the closest shade for you so that way you can find it in your own eyeshadow palette. But this one is basically just your standard white base shadow. And when you put it on, it does brighten the eye area, which is good for your other eyeshadows when you put on top. So those colors can stand out even more, and also it just neutralizes the base. Yes, I still like to flick my brush 3 times. I don't know, I'm very weird. And so I'm just gonna blend it from on my eyelids to all the way to my brow bone, and in circular motions. Then I'm gonna go in with another brush from Zovela. I'm sorry. You know what? I'm just gonna point. Yes, this brush. I bought a lot of brushes in her range because she's very beautiful. Look at this. A gold base, a pink handle. Very beautiful. Yes. And this brush is called the 225 Luxe Eye Blender. It's just basically a medium-sized blending brush. As you can see, it's very well loved, but this is from my previous eyeshadow, so I'm gonna, to clean this off, I like to just tap it on the back. I'll swipe it, what is this, in circular motions. Just put on the back of my palm, and that way it'll just get rid of the excess product. In reality, you should be washing your makeup brushes, but I don't. So after I do my base, I'm gonna go into this shade right here. This is the Gingerbread Latte, just to, I guess, give my eyes some depth and to contour the shape of my eyes. Because right now, as you can see, they're wide set and they're also drooping down a little bit. But I want to, I guess, bring it in a little bit and just to make it look like I have a deeper crease. So I'm just gonna pat, pat, pat. You don't want too much anyways, because if you put on too much, it's harder to take away. I'm gonna place this not on my outer third, because I do have wide set eyes and I don't want to make my eyes seem more further apart than it is. So I'm just gonna place it maybe just here. And look at the placement. I am happy. And I'm just gonna blend in circular motions. And I'm gonna give this shape by swiping my brush on an angle, because we want to lift our eyes. To blend it out, I just like to either swipe it back and forth or in circular motions. And then I'm just gonna put it all over my lids. And then I'm just gonna place with whatever is left over on my brush on my lower outer thirds in circular motions as well. Then I'm just gonna use the blending brush that I use for my white eyeshadow base to blend out the edges. And I forgot to describe what this color of the shade is. And basically it's just a light brown maroon kind of shade. And with the same brush we used before, I'm just going to go into a darker brown shade, or a darker brown maroony shade. And it's going to be called Gingerbread. 1, 2, 3. Do it 3 times. And same area, I'm just going to focus in my crease a little bit more now. Just patting it in as well. And I'm just going to blend it in, swiping it in like that. And then focusing on the top of my crease. Then also shaping my eyes again. Placing that on the lower lash line as well. Just on the outer third. And my battery is gonna die soon, so I'm just gonna show you guys. I'm gonna blend it and I'm gonna go change my battery pack and be back. To make my crease more, I guess, sultry, more for it to be poppin', I'm going to be using a darker shade, and this time focusing on the actual crease itself. This is the makeup brush I got from my makeup school. It came with their, I guess, package. It's called the DMT 166-08 Soft Angle Blender, Natural Soft Blend. I'm going to be using this shade here called Reindeer Paws, because apparently it's a purple shade. You can either use this shade or you can use like a very darker brown. So you can even stay in the neutral brown family. It will still be beautiful. If you like it a little bit more intense, even a black, but don't go too crazy. Don't swipe too many times, just maybe one, and then build it up as to what you like. I'm just gonna swipe once, twice, because I know it's gonna be a lot. And I'm just gonna, to correct my eyes and make it look more even, I'm going to place this shadow on my left eye right in the crease, but on my right eye I'm just going to put it just a slightly above my crease. That way it counteracts the other eye and make it look similar. Raise my brows a little bit so I can see where my crease is, and then slowly tap it in. I'm going to make, I guess, a half moon shade on my eyes, because I do want my eyes to be rounder. I do, as my natural shape is like an almond shape. I'm going to place this one right in the crease, so like that. Oh no, did I put it too low? Oh well, we're gonna make it work, y'all. Right now it looks very funky, but trust the process. Okay, with the brush before that we used for our browns, I'm just going to use the same brush to blend it out. On the edge of the brush as well, just going to do it in circular motions. First, I'm blending the outer part of my shade, and I'm going to shape the outer of my eyes as well to point upwards, and then I'm just going to blend the lower part of the purple shade. Every time I do my eyeshadows, I like to step back and just look at the placement of my shadows, because I know I can't angle it ever perfect. Oh, sorry, I just moved the camera back here. The funny thing is, other people don't notice this, but only you do. And I'm just going to place it right on my outer third again at the lower lash line. So I'm not going to bring it all the way in, because I don't want to make my eyes look smaller or like close off my eyes. So I'm just going to focus it on the outer thirds on my lower lash line. Back to the blending. So every time we do shadow, we have to blend. I'm going to bring in some color into my eyeshadow, because right now it's looking very dark, very intense, which I do like, you know, but because it's Christmas, I'm gonna bring some shimmers, so it's like a party look. Gonna be using the Warm and Toasty. It's just a gold shimmery shadow, a very warm base as well. With my fingers, I already swiped to see what it looks like. Ooh. To be honest, Too Faced eyeshadow palettes and the shimmers do have a lot of fallout, so I have to be careful. Dab it right onto the center, just on my eyelids area. Slowly bring it into the inner thirds of your eyelids. Blend it just even a little bit above your crease. I'm just gonna go back into that gold shade again, so I'm just going to pick up some more color and dab it on to the opacity that I like, because even like this looks nice already, but I love my shimmers. I'm going to clean that right off my fingers straight away, because I tend to touch my face and sometimes I forget that I have eyeshadows or eyeliner on the back of my palm, and I just swipe my face and I find lines and weird shadows just everywhere. And with the brush again that we use for our brown shades, I'm just gonna blend the outer part of the gold shade area, so that way it doesn't look too, I guess, clunky. I just want it to be more soft. I'm going to highlight my lower brow bone. I'm going to be using the 135 Luxe Powder Fusion. And the same shade before that we did, it's just the white shade again. And I'm just going to blend beneath my brow bone. Before we move on to eyeliner, I wanted to show you the true state of my eyeshadow, and I am in love. It might not be well blended, I guess, but it does look soft, but at the same time, very out there, I guess. I'm still using Maybelline's gel eyeliner, and this is in the blackest black. Yeah. And with an angled brush, that's what I still use till today, an angled brush, a gel liner to do my wing lines. And this brush is from Natio, and it's called Define. So I like to evenly coat my brush, even swipe it up like that, swipe it down on the side again. To do my eyeliner, I like to look at the slope of my lower lash line. As you can see, it slopes up, but I don't draw it right from there. I move in a little bit more because I do tend to crease, so I don't want to put it right here because I'll just bleed my eyeliner at the end of the night. And I'll start drawing my line. I'm gonna draw along my lash line now. I use a mascara now. I still am obsessed. I told you I'm very loyal to brands, and it's Rimmel's 100% waterproof mascara. I don't clamp my lashes, rarely that I do, because I personally just don't like it. But then that also means when I put on my fake lashes, you can see my real lashes. So if you want to, I guess, clamp your lashes, go ahead. So I like to start right at the base of my eyeshadow, my eyelash. I have to show you the true justice of this mascara. It is stunning. I feel like it doesn't clump my lashes together, and it gives a very natural flare. And I don't do anything to my lower lash line because I don't have any lower lash line. And I'm going to show you, in the case that you accidentally put your mascara on your shadow, like here, that you'll see. We're going to let it dry, and then we're going to come back with a cotton bud and swipe it away, but very gently, because we don't want to ruin our eye makeup that we did and that we spent so long on. Now I'm going to move on to my brows. And I went out to buy the Rimmel's Pro Brow Micro. I haven't tried this product yet, but it was a cheaper alternative compared to the Hourglass. So with the spoolie side, I'm just gonna brush it up. When I do my brows, I like to look at myself in the mirror, which I'm placing down below, and looking at where the sparse areas are. As you can see already, my sparse areas tend to be at the end of my brow and the beginning of my brow, just a little bit. So here you can see sparse, 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 and like even like the little in the beginning here. I'm just gonna draw light strokes just to fill in those areas. I'm just defining the little tip a little bit, because when you get towards the end of my brows, you kind of get lost because there's no tip. I guess this one does, but this eyebrow, nothing. Maybe fill in this. Now I'm gonna just fill in this front part, the slightest bit. The start of your brows has to be lighter and softer than compared to the end of your brows, because that way, if you have a whole chunk of just darkness, it just looks funny. Now I'm gonna blend. Brush, 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 brush. So far, I like the Rimmel's Brow product. It's actually pretty nice. You guys probably don't see a difference, but my brows right now look a little bit more sharper, a little bit more intense. And yes, these are my natural shape. They're very pointy and I like them a lot. After that, I always move on to a brow gel, and this is Maybelline's Brow Drama in dark brown. And I just like to brush my brows upwards and not even going crazy on it. Now I'm gonna brush away all this translucent powder that I have and all the fallout from my shimmers and my eyeshadow. Just gonna gently swipe it away with this fan brush, and this is also called DMT 105-12 traditional fan. Just be careful of your brow as well, guys, because we just achieved that look. We don't want it to go away. So to contour my face, I like to use Too Faced Cacao contour, and use this lovely girl right here. She's called DMT 117B-24 Deluxe Angle Brush, and as you can tell, I like this one a lot. The question is, when I hit pan of this product, what am I gonna do with the rest of this? I tend to just swipe it once, twice, 3 times. Do that 3 times. This is in medium contour. So, serious business now. I put my hair behind my ears. And to do my contour, I like to place it above my cheekbone. So not actually in the hollows of my cheekbones. Because I feel like they're too low. So I want a little bit higher. So to fake it, I put the contour above my cheekbone. I tend to just go back and forth when I'm blending. But when I'm putting it in or making the placement, I just like to swipe it. Now I'm going to contour my forehead, and I'm very generous on my forehead because I want to create more, I guess, shadow, so it looks like my forehead is smaller, but no amount of contour will save this. And I just like to push it back to my hairline. Now, my jawline, which I don't have. I'm just gonna blend it out. I like to move on a little brush, a small precise brush for my nose and my lower lip. This brush that I use is the DMT 100B-05 eye crease. And with this medium contour as well, but sometimes I go back to light. Actually, should I go back to, you know what? I'll go back to light for now. And if I want it a little bit more crazy, I would use the medium contour. Fake my nose height, like the bridge of my nose. Because if you look on the side profile, I don't have any. So what I do is start from here at the top of my brow. And I just draw it downwards. Just close it off. And then back to me, to light contour, and I'm going to do my lower lip. To do that, I like just to pout a little bit. And just, in circular motions, draw the shadow on the lower parts of my lips. I don't want to create a mustache, so I'm not going to go too heavy on the lower part, the upper part of my lips. I'm just going to pout also a little bit. I just want to define it. So it's going to go like that on top. I'm not going to leave my nose contour like this. I'm going to blend it out. And to blend it out, I use these fingers again and I blend it upwards. On to blush. My favorite, as of right now, is Hourglass. It's okay. She alive. This is Hourglass's Ambient Mecha Glow. This is what she look like. Very beautiful. Look at that. Oh my god. The brush that I use for my blushes is Mecha Max. What is this? Blushing Beauty. pounce it right in 3 times. Swipe it 3 times. And I don't start right on my apples of my cheek because I don't want that to be the focus. I actually start on this side, just like my contour. Actually, just pounce it right in, like that. So I just go back and forth. And then with whatever is left over on the blush brush, I like to just put on a little bit of my chin, a little bit on my forehead. I'm gonna do my highlight. My colleague gifted me this and I've always wanted it, and it's so beautiful. It is Mecca's Champagne Pop. I'm gonna be using this brush right here, and it is 137 Petite Fan, and show you how beautiful this product is. That and that, and then I'm gonna do this. And now we're gonna blend. The setting spray that I really love is Urban Decay's All Nighter. I did try their other setting spray. I forgot what it's called, but it's still beautiful. So shake it up and then spray it far away from your face. I'm just gonna let it settle before I redo my contour, my blush, and highlight. So I'm gonna remove the mascara that I accidentally put on my eyes, shadow, or parts of my eyes that I didn't want it to be there. So I'm just gonna get a clean cotton bud, and just slowly swipe it away if I can. As you know, I don't really do much to my lips. I like to use a lot of nude pinky shades, and I always buy the same shade of lipstick, and that is like a soft coral or soft pink, because I feel like that matches my skin tone really well, and I really like the nude look. But I thought for Christmas, why not do I guess a little bit, try to do something a little bit out of my comfort zone, and that is using red. I do use red here and there, but I feel like it's a very bold color. So yesterday I went to pick up this lovely red lip liner, because your girl don't have red lip liner here because she don't use red a lot. And this one is Maybelline's Color Sensational Shaping Lip Liner in the color, where is this color? Brick Red. Okay guys, I didn't moisturize my lips, so it looks chapped right now. Please forgive me for that. And on top of that, I'm going to be using MAC's in the color Chili. It doesn't look even, but yay! This is me in red lips. I'm going to be using Kiss Cosmetics 3D eyelashes, and the one I've been using is the lavish design, and it just looks like this. And the lash glue that I use is the Duo brush on adhesives with vitamin. I already trimmed the ends because I've used these previously, and to shape them I just like to go around my finger, or yeah, any finger, and then shape them like that, so that way they curve. Once I put my lashes on, I feel like that just ties the whole look together. So never blow on your lashes, because that creates more germs on your lashes. So just let it dry by waving it, or just let it dry. I'm gonna go get change and be a poser for you. I hope you guys liked this video, and I just wanted to wish you a Merry Christmas. So please stay safe, eat a lot of food, have fun with your family and friends. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. subscribe and hit that bell for notification.